As the Foreign Secretary had said, you're aware there's an understanding that has been reached to stop all military activities at sea, on the air and on the land. And the Indian Navy, Indian Army and the Indian Air Force have been instructed to adhere to this understanding. Since the tragic events at Pahalgam, you're aware that our responses have been measured and very responsible. Details of these have been shared with you over the past few days through our various press briefings. What has also happened is that there is a significant amount of misinformation that is being undertaken from the other side. And as a professional military organization, we thought it is also our duty to dispel those misinformation aspects, as also state the facts of the case as they stand. Towards that, I will now hand over to my colleague, Colonel Qureshi.
नमस्कार। अब मैं आपको पाकिस्तान की मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन कैंपेन के बारे में अवगत कराऊंगी। पहला, पाकिस्तान ने यह क्लेम किया कि उसने अपने JF-17 से हमारे S-400 व ब्रह्मोस मिसाइल बेस को नुकसान पहुंचाया, जो कि बिल्कुल गलत है। दूसरा, उसका ये भी मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन कैंपेन था कि हमारी एयरफील्ड्स जो कि सिरसा, जम्मू, पठानकोट, बठिंडा, नलिया और भुज में हैं, ये उसका मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन भी बहुत गलत है। तीसरा, पाकिस्तान के मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन कैंपेन के मुताबिक हमारे एम्यूनिशन डम्प्स जो चंडीगढ़ और बियास में हैं उसका डैमेज हुआ, यह भी बिल्कुल गलत है। हमने आपको मॉर्निंग ब्रीफिंग में बताया था विथ फैक्ट्स एंड फिगर के साथ कि ये सारी चीज़ें बिल्कुल सही सलामत हैं। अब मैं आपको बताना चाहती हूँ कि पाकिस्तान के एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में ये बात की गई थी कि उनके सीनियर मिलिट्री ऑफिसर्स जो कि पूरी तरह से ये भ्रामक हैं और तथ्यों से दूर हैं कि पाकिस्तान की ओर से ये झूठा आरोप भी लगाया जा रहा है कि भारतीय सेना ने मस्जिदों को नुकसान पहुंचाया। मैं इससे बिल्कुल स्पष्ट करना चाहती हूं कि इंडिया इज़ ए सेक्युलर नेशन और हमारी सेना भारत के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल वैल्यूज़ की एक बहुत प्यारी झलक है। इंडियन आर्म्ड फोर्सेस ने पाकिस्तान को बहुत भारी नुकसान पहुंचाया, उनके मिलिट्री इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर्स को, चाहे वो लैंड एसेट्स हों या फिर उनके एयर एसेट्स। यही नहीं, इंडियन आर्म्ड फोर्सेस ने पाकिस्तान की एयरफील्ड्स स्कर्दू, जकोबाबाद, सरगोदा और बुलारी को बहुत नुकसान पहुंचाया। इसके अलावा पाकिस्तान के एयर डिफेंस सिस्टम, रडार सिस्टम, उनको भी एयर स्पेस में अनटेनेबल किया। यह भी बताना चाहती हूँ कि लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल के पास पाकिस्तान के कमांड एंड कंट्रोल लॉजिस्टिक इंस्टॉलेशंस और उनके मिलिट्री इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर्स, मिलिट्री पर्सनल्स का इतना भारी नुकसान हुआ कि पाकिस्तान की ऑफेंसिव व डिफेंसिव कैपेबिलिटी को नष्ट कर दिया गया। अंत में मैं फिर से ये बात दोहराना चाहूँगी, इंडियन आर्म फोर्सेस पूरी तरह से तैयार है, सतर्क है और भारत की संप्रभुता और अखंडता की रक्षा के लिए पूरी तरह से कमिटेड है। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद।
So several attempts were made by Pakistan on spreading a misinformation campaign, as we have seen for the last few days. There were attempts made to say that our S-400 at a northern base was destroyed, which was completely false, and that it was destroyed by a JF-17, it was a false information. Also that the BrahMos installation was attacked and it was destroyed was false. The destruction of airfields at Srinagar, Jammu, Pathankot, Bhuj, Nalia, etc. was also a false claim. The forward ammunition dump at Chandigarh and Beas are also fit and fine, and we showed you these in the photographs in the morning briefing today. Also, there was a certain different way of miscampaign that the Pakistan conducted by its press conferences, which was conducted in a manner which were completely misleading and devoid of facts. Pakistan has been spreading fabricated allegations that the Indian armed forces have targeted mosques. Let us make this very clear here that India is a secular nation and the Indian armed forces are a reflection of our constitutional values. We hold every place of worship of all faiths in the highest regard. Our operations have been aimed exclusively at terrorist camps and facilities being used for anti-India activities. No religious sites, I repeat, no religious sites have been targeted by the Indian Armed Forces. Over the past few days, as we have seen, Pakistan has suffered very heavy and unsustainable losses after it has given us an unprovoked attack on our installations. It has suffered losses in both land and air. There has been an extensive damage to the crucial Pakistani air bases like Skardu, Sargodha, Jacobabad, and Bholari. In addition, a loss of AD weapon system and radars made the defense of Pakistani airspace untenable. Across the line of control, extensive and precise damage to military infrastructure and command control centers and logistic installations. In addition to that, 2 military personnel had led to complete breakdown of its defensive and offensive capability and also Pakistani morale. So.
In conclusion, let me reiterate that whilst we will be adhering to the understanding that has been reached today, that is the Indian Army, the Indian Navy, and the Indian Air Force, we remain fully prepared and ever vigilant and committed to defending the sovereignty and integrity of the motherland. Every misadventure by Pakistan has been met with strength, and every future escalation will invite a decisive response. We remain fully operationally ready to launch whatever operations may be required in defense of the nation. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. With that, we come to the closure of this briefing.
Thank you very much. Chali.
K is equal to 10 will be 0. So maximum we can go in this data is equal to 10. But if our data point has 40,000 data, so you can go till K 40,000, but of course we don't have to try till K 40,000. Like I said, till from 3 to 15, you will generally get your answer. But if you need more than that, we will see all the process. Okay, we will see all the process, how we know where to stop. I will show you. It's a very simple process. I will show you that. Okay, so we don't need to go till 0. We don't need to. Like I said, whatever number of data points are there, if 40,000 data points are there or 4 million data points are there, generally you will get your answer from 3 to 15. But how do I know from where to where we should try? How do I know? It is very simple. I'll show you with the code. It's very, very simple. It's intuitive. It's simple. So you will see that also. Leave that to me. You will see that also. How do we know where to stop? I'm just going to show you this process, this one process practically. We were taking the different K values and we were calculating the WCSS for different K values. Now, after receiving the K and their WCSS, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a graph between a particular K value and its WCSS value. So for K is equal to 1, K is equal to 2, K is equal to 3, K is equal to 4, K is equal to 5, K is equal to 6, K is equal to 7, like that. Now I will just represent those. K is equal to 1. What was the WCSS? Let's say very high, somewhere here. Then for K is equal to 2, where was the WCSS? Somewhere little low. Let's say somewhere here. Then what was the WCSS for K is equal to 3? Drastically reduced, somewhere here. Then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, like that. It will go towards 0. Now we just have to connect them. Something like that, it will go. Right, let's make this one somewhere here. It will be on the line. So now I just have to connect all the WCSS values for different K. And what I am going to observe, this will be called as a elbow point graph. It's a line plot. It is nothing but it is a line plot. You have scatter plot, histograms, everything. You're just taking the K value and their WCSS value. You're just plotting them as a line plot. I'll show you this also. And the property you will see in this kind of graph will be, there will be a very major bend that you will see. And it will be like an elbow. You have your hand, there's a bend here. And you can see that from here at the shoulder, it is starting and then it is going towards the wrist here. And there is an elbow in the middle. Wherever you observe this major bend, this elbow kind of thing, that is your K value. That's it. But this is how we identify the most proper K value for our data set. For any given data set, this is the process we will follow. We will take the data, we'll try multiple K values, we'll note down their WCSS. And when we make the graph of that K with that WCSS, we'll see this situation, which will tell us the most proper K value. Now, should we see the practical of just this process? Rest we will see later. Just this process, let me show you the practical so that you'll be more clear about that, right? Okay, so for this, it's a K means unsupervised. The data will be, yeah, this one. Just running all of it. Let me show you this process. So here, after taking our X, we have to perform a process of finding the K value. See, in this code, what we are doing now, in the machine learning process, we take X. There is no Y because there is no output column, just X. In X, I'm taking the input columns. And then after that, we have to run this code. After taking the X, we have to apply the K-means clustering on the X, on the data. But the problem here is that this is our algorithm, and this algorithm has a parameter known as N clusters. So N clusters is this K. We don't know what is the cluster. So I cannot run this code directly. So we have the data. And the second step, the next step we have to perform is this. But we don't know this number of clusters. For that, we have to perform a process in the middle. After taking X and before applying the algorithm, in the middle of these two, we have to run a process, run an experimentation to find out our K value. So once I got the K value, then we will try that K value one last time and we'll run the final algorithm. Let's see how do we do that. A very simple process. I'll explain that in depth. So first we make a list of WCSS. We make an empty list by the name of WCSS. And then we say that for I in range of, let's say 1 to 6, means I'm going to try the K value from 1 to 5. 1 to 6 means that it will go from 1 to 5. Range function goes till end -1, stop -1. So we'll go from 1 to 5 and I'll try 1 to 5 initially. How do I know 1 to 5 is where I will get the answer? I don't know. I'll update. But what we need to run in the loop? In the loop, we are going to call the K-means algorithm. The actual K-means algorithm, we are going to repeat the algorithm multiple times. We are going to run the actual algorithm for different K values with a for loop. And what I'm going to write here, I'll be writing N clusters. N clusters is equal to I,